Today, we're diving into the amazing story of algal biofuels. It's a journey that starts with this incredible, world-changing hype, then smacks right into a harsh reality check, before pulling off a brilliant, high-tech reinvention that completely changed the entire game. You probably remember it, right? Maybe a decade or so ago, it was everywhere. This green goo bubbling away in labs was supposed to be the thing that powered our cars, our planes, a perfect green solution to our fossil fuel addiction. But then, it kind of just went quiet. So what on earth happened to that dream?
To really get what happened, we have to go back and remember why everyone was so excited in the first place. I mean, the initial promise of algae was just so unbelievably compelling. It wasn't just another biofuel. It was sold as the biofuel.
And here's why everyone was buzzing. You're looking at a perfect storm of advantages. First off, it's a third-generation biofuel, which is just a fancy way of saying it's way more advanced than things like corn ethanol. It grew incredibly fast and was just packed with oil. But the real kicker? It didn't need precious farmland. That whole food versus fuel debate, totally avoided. It seriously looked like a direct green replacement for oil.
And the science behind it, well, it was really elegant. The basic idea was simple. Use these tiny living cells, algae, to create massive amounts of energy. You just take that rich biomass, break it down, and turn it into fuels we can actually pump into our engines. The potential seemed absolutely enormous. But, and this is a big but, here's where the dream slammed into a wall. A very, very expensive wall. You see, the science was sound, but the economics, well, they were a total disaster. Just look at this number, 292 euros. Back in 2022, that was the estimated cost of running a car on algae biofuel for just 100 kilometers. Yeah, that one number, it pretty much explains why we're not all driving algae mobiles right now. And when you put it side by side with regular old fossil fuels, you really see the scale of the problem. It was just staggering. We're not talking about paying a little bit extra to be green. We're talking nearly 20 times more expensive. No way that was ever gonna fly.
So that original business plan, the fuel-only model, it was basically dead on arrival. Trying to make a single product to compete head-to-head with cheap oil was a battle the industry just could not win. The dream needed a radical rethink, or it was going to die out completely.
But this is where the story gets really, really clever. The industry didn't give up. Not at all. Instead, it pivoted. It reinvented its entire reason for being with 3 totally groundbreaking new models.
Okay, first up, the service model. This just flips the whole script. Instead of trying to sell fuel, companies had this brilliant idea. What if they could get paid to solve other people's problems? You see, algae are amazing at cleaning up dirty wastewater and sucking up CO2 from factory smokestacks. So now, the main business is providing that cleanup service, and the biofuel they create along the way, that's just a valuable co-product, a bonus.
Second is the biorefinery model. This is all about squeezing every last drop of value out of the algae. Think of it like a butcher who uses every single part of the animal, nose to tail. With algae, they first pull out the super valuable stuff like omega-3s for pharma companies or powerful antioxidants for the cosmetics industry. Only then do they use the leftovers to make fuel. And whatever's left after that becomes biofertilizer. Absolutely nothing is wasted.
And third, this is the real game changer, synthetic biology. We've moved way beyond just looking for the best algae in a pond somewhere. Now we are literally designing the perfect algae in a lab. Using incredible tools like CRISPR gene editing, scientists can rewrite an algae's DNA to turn it into a hyper-efficient little factory, custom built for whatever job they want it to do.
So this pivot, it wasn't just a new business plan on a whiteboard. It was powered by some truly mind-bending technology. The algae farm of today looks nothing like those simple green ponds we all pictured a decade ago. We're talking about high-tech biofactories now. And just check out this concept, cellular milking. The old method was pretty brutal. You'd grow a big batch of algae, then you'd have to harvest and basically destroy it all just to get the oil out. But the new way? Oh, it's genius. Scientists are engineering algae that can continuously secrete valuable oils right into the water without ever having to kill the cell. They've effectively turned them into living, self-replicating biofactories. And if you want to know where the action is, just follow the money, or in this case, the patents. And this tells the story perfectly. The biggest area of innovation isn't in fuel chemistry. It's in biological design, engineering better, smarter algae. And right behind that, climate mitigation tech. The industry is literally patenting new ways to capture carbon that just happen to produce fuel as a side effect. And this also reveals who's leading the charge now, and it's probably not who you think. The undisputed leaders aren't the old oil giants. It's MIT and the Broad Institute, world-class hubs for biotechnology and gene editing. Sure, a company like ExxonMobil is still in the game, but the real engine of innovation has shifted squarely from the energy sector to biotech.
So, with these brand new business models and all this incredible new tech, where are these advanced algal biofuels actually going to be used? The answer, well, it might surprise you.
Forget about putting this stuff in your family car. The #1 target now is aviation. Think about it. Jets and planes need incredibly dense liquid fuels, and batteries just aren't going to cut it anytime soon. Algae can produce something called sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, that's a drop-in replacement for jet fuel. The other big targets are heavy transport, so freight trucks and massive cargo ships, and also helping big industrial plants create their own energy on site. So, to wrap it all up, the future of algae really stands on these three pillars. You've got synthetic biology, designing these perfect little organisms in a lab. You've got the circular economy, where companies get paid for providing an environmental service. And you have the hybrid biorefinery, creating a whole portfolio of valuable products, making sure nothing ever goes to waste. And this whole story brings us to a final, really interesting question. It shows us that maybe, just maybe, we were wrong to be looking for one single magic bullet to replace oil. Perhaps the real future of clean energy isn't about finding that one perfect solution, but about building these complex, intelligent, circular systems, where the waste from one industry becomes the fuel for another. It's a very different picture from the one we started with, but it might just be the one that actually works.